Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aviary Attorney. Alright, now that I've made it clear how much I hate myself, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aviary Attorney, a game I got with my Humble Bundle subscription, but I do not know what it is. I hear it's supposed to be rather strange, but I couldn't begin to imagine what sort of creatures may lurk. I think I'm a bird who's a lawyer.
Is that Monsieur? Can we? Oh mon Dieu!
Hey. I got voice volume, mate. I'm gonna turn that up a bit.
Is that Monsieur? Let me. Oh mon Dieu! Dame Cataline, what have you done? Ha
Act 1, a cat with claws. I enjoy myself way too much.
It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Well, look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird, Falcon?
Ugh, it's too early for worms. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon.
There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first.
Business?
Letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet.
It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors.
All right. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I'm writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Cataline, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She's being held up at La Conciergerie prison.
Yeah, that.
She's being held up at La Conciergerie Conciergerie prison on discharge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Signor Pertois de Miao of the de Miao estate.
I love this. Well, this is quite something.
I know, your first serious client in months.
Not just that. The de Miao estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Cataline, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts.
Wow, so I suppose you intend on defending Dame Cataline in court? Of course!
Of course, it would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We're going to find our kitty client at La Conciergerie. I think I got it right.
Excellent! My derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. Why do they have human hands? This bothers me so. Oh, but I'd better file away Signor de Miao's letter first. One moment, Falcon.
Pertois' letter. Evidence. Alright, what other? Do I have any other evidence? Signor Pertois de Miao has requested legal aid for his daughter Cataline. She's being held at the conciergerie. I nearly forgot my wallet. Wouldn't want to lose that.
Again? I recall you losing it at the New Year's party. And at Christmas.
Yeah, alright. No need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. I got 20 francs on me. Oh, they're French. I'm not doing French accents for everyone, though. You may see how much money, yada yada. Let's make a move. I'm an immigrant. Welcome to the map screen. I can travel. Oh, there's just a list right here. What's the clock for? AA offices. The Aviary Attorney offices. No case too big or small. No junk mail. For centuries, the infamous Conciergerie prison has detained the accused and condemned alike. Tinny. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the Conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the Conciergerie! I feel like I need to say it wrong when I'm using his voice. Ah, the Conciergerie! They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable. The cells are spotless. The guards are well-mannered.
What do you want?
Good day, monsieur. I'm here to see Dame Cataline de Miao. I'm due to represent her in court. I feel like I'm doing a Gaston voice from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, follow me. I don't know why I do all these voices. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up! Okay. That was necessary.
Is she holding her tail?
My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he?
Dame Caroline de Meow, I presume.
You've arrived! Oh, the fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petite assistant, Sparrowson. Lady is knowledgeable.
Don't talk like that, Sparrowson.
Sorry. My papa told me he would only hire the best lawyers in town.
I'm flattered.
But they weren't available on such a short notice, so he hired the first people in the address directory.
Hey. Oh.
You see, Falcon, I told you listing under Aviary attorney would pay off.
Let's get down to business, to defeat the Huns. Dame Caroline, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief.
I can do my best. What do you want to know? What happened the night of the murder?
What exactly happened the night of the murder?
Oh, let me think. It was a Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Crinière, the home of the great Baron Rogel, something like that. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about business stuff.
Business stuff?
Well, the three of them own a railway company together, so all through dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I really didn't understand most of it. But after dinner, the man with the camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun.
Sorry, man with a what took your what?
Camera! It's a very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints your picture very fast.
That's fantastic. I love it.
In 10 minutes, poof, you have the perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing.
I can see somebody actually trying that back in the medieval days or something like that. Being like, yeah, if we put this bug in a box, it'll definitely paint a picture for us. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson.
Pshaw, let me believe.
Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Camera. Photographer named Robidio attended the banquet. Please continue, Dame Caroline.
So after we had the photograph, I went to the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenouille. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur.
Must have been terrifying.
It wasn't so bad. My pop taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, monsieur?
Dame Caroline, who attended the banquet that evening?
Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Rogel, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Coline, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grenouille. Well, you know, until he died. And there was Monsieur Robitio de Robinio, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else?
I'm guessing he's a robin. Dame Caroline, did you see anything suspicious that evening?
Suspicious?
Like maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon.
Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you're looking for an easy answer.
You got me.
I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal, the food was delicious, the conversation was boring, it was all very ordinary until the instant.
I see.
Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. Dame Caroline, you said the food was delicious, but you didn't say what food it was.
You and your stomach.
Let me see. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak served perfect bloody rare. Glorious, Falcon, write this down.
Well, this can't possibly be relevant to the case.
Write it all down, please, for me.
Fine. Red herrings. That's actually an awesome... This is a red herring. Bloody rare steak. Dame Caroline ate a bloody rare steak. This is a red herring. That makes me so happy. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach.
Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery.
No cutlery, even for the steak?
No, you would think the great Baron of Chateau Crenier would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen.
That is a little peculiar. I think my voice is going from the cat.
Is there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon?
Yep, that's gone. No, I think that will be all.
So what's the plan now, Falcon?
The way I see it, we have 2 tasks. We should head to Chateau Crenier and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves, and we should try to track down this supposed photographer, Monsieur Rabidio de Rubinio.
2 days for 2 tasks seems doable. But we should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go!
Yeah, my voice is gone.
You don't believe my story, don't you?
Dame Cataline, I believe that a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. I'm Batman.
That's good to hear. You're not wrong, Falcon, but that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a... how to put it? Fils de pute.
If serving justice makes me a fils de pute, then I'll wear that title proudly. I am Batman.
Dame Cataline, Monsieur Grenouille, Baron Roquel, these names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they?
Not particularly.
Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is.
A what?
A Facebook! It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog.
I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though.
Sparrowson has started compiling a Facebook. Meh.
The aviary attorney himself, Jayjay Falcon.
Sparrowson, Falcon's suave and courageous lackey. What a handsome fellow.
He's keeping it.
Cataline de Miao, the elegant bourgeois daughter of Signor Pertois de Miao.
She has been accused. I really like de Miao. That makes me happy. She's been accused of murdering Monsieur Grenouille.
Quark, an ill-mannered jail-keeper, seems to feel disgust for criminals and for animals in general.
Grenouille, the froggy businessman who was found... I'm not doing that anymore. Grenouille, the froggy businessman who was found murdered at Chateau Crenier, a colleague of Pertois and Roguel. Pertois de Miao, oh my, he looks regal. The wealthy father of Dame Cataline. Pertois hired us to defend Dame Cataline in court. How much do you want to bet he's the murderer? I just had a voice crack. That was great. Let's make a move. I'm sick. This is a poor plan. Game saves automatically. You can quick save by save and quit. Pause, cog symbol, yada yada yada. Oh, let's go check out Mr. Robin. So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock?
Wait, there's a note on the door. To the magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsieur Rabidio de Rubinio is currently out on an artistic expedition. Shall return when his muse seems fit.
His muse seems fit? What does that even mean?
I think it means he's a pretentious bird brain, but in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now?
We should knock anyway.
Alright, I don't see the harm.
We should break in.
What? Are you serious?
Maybe.
Monsieur Jayjay Falcon, I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism.
I think it was barbarianism. You're right, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over.
It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down.
Wait, just like that? Shouldn't we discuss it first? What in bird Jesus' name was that? Bird Jesus.
You said you wanted to break in.
I thought we could find an open window. Didn't think you would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now that we're here, we ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very...
Swanky?
I was gonna say ostentatious.
That's just swanky talk for swanky. Wow, that music is loud. Give me a moment. There, that could... Don't have time for this. The sound of the door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. Investigation mode. Examine. Wow. I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not sure what the clear liquid is called. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. I'm not going to do all the parts for this. I see a bourgeois tigress in profile. We're not going in there. Picture of a sailing ship. Chandelier. I feel like I should check the fireplace, but I can't. No, look what's on the easel.
Oh wow, this must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder.
It's a giraffe.
There's no question about it. I see a housemaid. Dame Caterline. Oh, that's the maid. Okay. And I think that's Signor Pertois, or Caterline's father.
So what shall we do? Do we just take this?
Leave it. You're not thieves. No, that would be a big mistake. Every half-competent lawyer knows that stolen property can't be used as evidence. Still, we've learned some valuable information by seeing this photograph in person.
I suppose so. Is there anything else we need to do here?
I don't think so. I read that pun and I skipped it. Wait, what did he say? Very illegal. I'm not going to lie to you, Sparrowson. If we're caught, we will be spending the next 20 years with a number instead of a name.
I call 24601.
References. Don't be daft, Sparrowson. You can't call prison numbers. I wanted that one. It's a picture of a fence. I don't think there's anything else I can examine. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention.
Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh, mon Dieu! What happened to my door?
I tell the truth. Well, Monsieur Rubinio, it's like this. You see, we are attorneys who've been hired for the purpose of...
Raven! A raven did it! We saw the whole thing!
What are you doing, Sparrowson? I got this.
I'm not going to jail because your conscience is acting up.
Nobody's going to jail. Just take it easy.
The ravens. They've always been after our shiny objects, am I right?
I went British.
Ravens, they're always after our shiny objects, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast.
Right, let's go.
I need to remember the French accent. Oh, it's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Criniere. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows. Is that a kangaroo?
Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving, see? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change.
Pretty generous. Times are tough. Making sure mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson. We got business to attend to.
Well, look at this place. Baron Rugel must be loaded.
More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything on this side of the sign.
Is he here right now?
Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. Is he a lion? But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse.
Hey, Baron, we'd like a word! How's that?
Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog.
You can thank me later. I think I got his attention.
Did I hear my name? The great Baron Rogel, property owner extraordinaire. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? Not quite. I'm private attorney Jayjay Falcon, and this is my associate Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? You know you want the first to pass through here. Oh? Yes, this choppy twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson?
Perhaps. I have a hunch. Hunch. We'll be seeing him at the trial.
I'm guessing he's a nuthatch. A friend of yours?
Something like that.
So what may I do for you, Mrs.? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenouille, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Of course, such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you messieurs will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest. You'll find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third door on the right. That'd be where we gathered for the group photograph prior to the... unfortunate incident.
Oh, we can see the finished photograph?
I'm afraid not. To my understanding that the photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy is to be delivered in 3 days' time.
Still good to us. The trial may be over by then.
Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. He's an awful skinny lion.
It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you're done with your investigations. So where should we go first?
Oh, the garden. The scene of the murder. The scene of the crime. Dame Cataline said Dame Cataline said that she found Monsieur Grenouille on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot the murder took place.
Hey, Falcon, do the crime scene investigation thing.
The crime scene investigation thing?
Yeah, you know that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail.
You mean search for evidence?
Yeah, do that.
It's not a bad suggestion. Would be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. This is a statue. Another beautifully made horse statue. You know?
My uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yep, eventually we realized he was just filling up on
I like his puns. We're gonna look at the fountain. This fountain is finely crafted. It's a solid carved marble that can't be cheap. See nothing but water. It's
a shame that we can't see the inside, the upper basin from here. That would be the perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon.
That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wait in and take a closer look just to be sure.
Yeah, I suppose we should.
Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. It's going to be you, Sparrowson. What I meant to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin.
Me? No way! If you want to go wading, do it yourself.
I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around the fountain like a duck in a lake.
Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it.
Flip for it?
I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and you go for a swim. So what'll it be? Heads or tails, Napoleon's face, or plant squiggles?
Tails never fails. Plant squiggles? It's called a wreath, Sparrowson. Sure, I'll bet on the plant squiggles.
Its head should have gone with the old Emperor, Falcon.
Gah, fine. Hold my shoes.
Falcon really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip. I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. Ah, you're back!
He does not look happy.
Have a good swim.
No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though.
What's this? It's brown and sticky and smells weird. Don't tell me you picked up a...
Very wet cigar butt, probably belonging to Baron Rogale, correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house, after all.
I'll stash it in the evidence folder, just in case.
Cigar butt, only be reached with a little waiting.
Is there anything else we need to do here?
Yeah, let's look at the other horse statue. Reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar and the barkeep says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. What? No, the barkeeper says, You
gotta stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable.
I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Dried blood on the staircase. Must be where Monsieur Grenouille died.
Do you see any bloody footprints? Ooh, or maybe a name scrawled in blood, written with the frog's last breath.
Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate the body was moved or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out is the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grenouille was attacked and killed on the staircase. I'm not going to encourage him. Lounge time. That's the maid. I can't see your head, Miss Maid. Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph is taken.
Psst. Hey, Falcon, do you see that?
See what?
The housemaid totally just did something shifty.
Shifty?
I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it.
Excuse me, mademoiselle.
Ah! Yes?
I'm not doing it.
Yes, are you two policemen?
No, we're private attorneys. My name's Jayjay Falcon.
And I'm Sparrowson.
Oh, how rude of me. My name's Colline de Hout. So, what can I help you, messieurs, with today? We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple questions? That's fine. Just let me grab a chair. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask? Hey, look, it's me. You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers.
Is there something you want to know? Anything you need to confess?
No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Pressure her a bit. You sure there isn't anything you're hiding? It's okay to tell us.
We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts.
Right, and... Wait, what? No, that's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson.
Isn't? Oh, what do we do then?
I'll tell you later. Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask? Looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room? Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see, the cameraman was standing... just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. And where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Not that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock.
I know, the painting totally clashes with the decor.
I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands. Well, that clock's never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Rogale just keeps it around as a conversation piece.
Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working.
It's a peculiar detail, though. I'll take note of it. There's something else you wanted to ask? That is all. No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help. It's no problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams, and, well, never mind, I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have much larger crime to worry about. Although I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else. Silverware, perhaps? You know about that? Yeah, I suppose it was me. I started with a couple teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me.
That's one mystery solved, at least.
Okay, so we got two new evidences. Colline, the housemaid, has confessed to stealing the silverware. The clock has no hands. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind, and I would hate to break his trust. I see.
So where to next, Big Bird?
You wish us have a good look around. I trust everything was in order. Had a good look, thank you, Baron, but we actually have some questions for you. Please ask away, I have nothing to hide. Baron Rogale, I would like to ask about your activities the night of the murder. Oh ho, am I in trouble? That remains to be seen. Does it now? I don't particularly care for your tone. I'm just asking questions, Baron. If you have nothing to hide, then you should be able to give a straight answer. Is he gonna blow smoke on my face again? Yes, he is.
Listen well, garçon. I make more money in 10 minutes than you would make in a week. I pay extortionate amounts of taxes to the government so that lawlikeys like you can keep your cozy jobs, and yet you have the audacity to waltz into my own home and accuse me of being a murderer. You have 10 seconds to get off my property, or I will ensure that the next trial you attend will be your own. Okay, I messed that up.
Don't say anything.
What was it you told me as we went in? Let's act with tact and finesse.
Shut up.
What was it you called me? A drunken warthog?
I don't need this. I'm going back to the office. A new day.
Okay, I'm gonna finish the palace, and then we're gonna be done. Standing outside. Are you nervous, Falcon?
Nope, we've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers. See, totally unruffled.
Wow, at least one of us is feeling confident. Mr. Falcon! Petite Sparrowson! Is there anything you need me to do?
No, we've got a handle on things.
Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Oh my gosh, my voice is disappearing. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh boy, this should be interesting. We're facing a rabbit.
Alright, settle down, everyone, settle down. Alright, everyone, settle down. Jayjay Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Rupert Robbington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, darn, that's not it. Oh, gosh, where are my notes? Hi, knew it.
Knew what?
Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all my classes.
Oh, was he smart?
No, he always scored the second worst marks in class. So he scored the worst marks in class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his 2 rabbits feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you may already have this trial in the bag.
That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest, who scored the lowest?
I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Oh, the J present.
So, it's a raven, a puffin, an otter, a vulture, an ostrich, a goat. I think it's a female goat. So, you, a hippo, and I think that's a doggo. Hey Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8?
Oh, those 2 with the funny hats are Assuras, the associate judges.
Hat. Wait, which 2 funny? Oh, these 2.
Everything seems to be in order, so let's just begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Caroline de Meow. Prosecution, please call.
Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay. I call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valorati, to the witness stand.
Inspector Valorati, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Sure, no, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Inspector Just Valorati. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague the city. I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Meridian Killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago.
Let's stick to the question, Inspector.
Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bubbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering.
So, Inspector, it's true that you're the lead investigator on the case?
That is correct. I was among the first to arrive on the scene of the crime. Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival. Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Boyer and Rodale. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Caroline de Meow. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenouille with his blood on her paws.
That sounds like an open and shut case, in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloody paws. No one told me about that detail.
Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony.
Of course, I know this. I feel like he's saying less and less as we go on. Find flaws. Select a key phrase you find suspicious and Falcon will press. Judge and jury don't like timing. I'd like to ask about the corpse. Go on. Tell me about the slash. Inspector, could you describe the cut on Monsieur Grenouille's corpse? Certainly, it was a single vertical slash. It was so fine and deep cut, the sort you would expect to see from a sharpened saber or a surgeon's knife. Or cat's claw? Certainly. Wait a second. Wait. You say a saber or a knife could have inflicted the wound. Isn't that a line of investigation worth pursuing? Don't be daft, Falcon. Did you see or hear anything about a knife or sword at the crime scene? Did I? No. Without evidence, it's pretty unlikely a possibility. Let's seek the facts. Do you have another question? Yes. What's the cause of death? It was immediately obvious when I arrived on the scene. Monsieur Grenouille had a gaping slash from shoulder to thigh. Blood was everywhere. I spoke with the coroner and he was in agreement. The frog died from blood loss directly caused by the open wound. Suppose there's no chance of arguing it was an unrelated injury. No. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Caroline. Inspector, you say you were alerted to the scene by Baron Rochel's housemaid. That is correct. What was her name? The housemaid's name was Colline Dowd. We found her running from Chateau Cornier with tears in her eyes. Colline. Is that the thieving giraffe lady, was it? We questioned her extensively, but we didn't find anything implicative. As far as the police are concerned, Colline Dowd is not a suspect. I do not. Blood on her paws. Inspector, you say Dame Caroline had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there on the lady's paws? Enough for it to be clear she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth. Her mouth? How vile! Inspector's answer seems pretty definitive. Do you have another question? I do. This may be a stupid plan. Ah, what a question. It was Monsieur Grenouille's, of course. How can you be sure? I object. The line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Caroline's paws could only belong to one person, Monsieur Grenouille, except there was no silver. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I do. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than a suspicion. I have evidence the blood on Dame Caroline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish time-wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Caroline's paws didn't come from the victim, where did the blood come from? Steak. On the evening of the murder, Dame Caroline ate a bloody rare steak. This is true, Monsieur Robert. Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. An inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well. Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! You gained a little favor with the jury. Wow. So, Inspector Valerdi, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Hold on just a minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Caroline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. There was no doubt brought up without flawless etiquette and on perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good... Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happened, something was missing. Something that forced Dame Caroline to eat with her paws. Dame Caroline was forced to eat the steak with her paws because... the silverware in the household has been previously stolen. So stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rouget
residence when we performed the initial investigation, but as it happened, Baron Rochelle approached us about this very subject last night.
Innocent perhaps, so what a twist! A little more favor. What's the meaning of all this bloody snake misplaced somewhere? Inspector, was your investigation so lax you overlooked these basic facts? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I'm the most thorough investigative officer in the force. It's amazing the police went to solve any crimes at all.
Yeah. Oh dear.
On your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case.
Fine, so be it, messieurs, until next time.
Most of you that I trust the next witness today.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Rubinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder.
So the body of Rubinio, this is his first son, Reflagio.
How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest.
Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record?
As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Rubinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, toison pipe. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, Le Branche or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like.
What on earth is a tweet?
Bad communication. Come on, Falcon. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Rubinio, but let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder?
Very well. I was hired by Baron Rochelle to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rochelle and I left.
Like a true artist. Now, with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph?
I saw it in my desk, so I brought a copy so you could all see for yourselves.
Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, that is an exquisite picture, isn't it? Let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we have Baron Rochelle, the line who hosted the event. On the left, we see Seigneur Patouin de Miao, this father of the defendant, Dame Caroline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Caroline de Out, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. There are hands on that clock. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Caroline de Miao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree?
Just a moment, Monsieur Rabbington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they were in the garden together at that point.
What's your house, Falcon? I'm not done yet.
Prosecution may continue.
Beyond the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time at 7:30. So why is that time significant? Well, Inspector Valerty told us earlier it was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Caroline herself.
Falcon, something is fishy in the jail cell. Dame Caroline told us she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Rubinio's photograph.
It's true, but I can't use Dame Caroline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness.
If it's a waste of time, if you ask me, photographs are rock solid evidence.
Monsieur Rubinio.
Let's take a closer look.
Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
It's most curious because I see a mistake.
Seems like something's different. Don't worry about it. Certain issues had to be reconciled.
A mistake impossible. I told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect unbiased device. Those photographs it produces are flawless. I'm spitting all over myself with my French accent.
Fucking, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be a bit more specific.
Certainly.
The clock in this photograph, there's something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Mr. Rabbington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. Let me see hands. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands are pointing at 7 and 6.
That much is self-evident.
Which is
most curious because the clock in the lounge at Chateau Criniere has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Ruggiero or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Rubinio, how do you explain this discrepancy?
I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless.
There's no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process.
An error precisely where the clock's hands should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubinio, edited this photograph.
Edited?
I'm no expert, but I suspect you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falconer reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubinio created the perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting, and why was Monsieur Rubinio coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubinio.
Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock.
You were ordered by whom?
I did not say.
Rubinio, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You pledge to speak without fear, is that all?
With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names.
Squaws, did you hear that, Falcon?
Most unfortunate, Monsieur Rubinio, we cannot and shall not talk some names out of you. We don't live under the ancient regime, after all. Since you admit a small flying that we cannot give you understanding of witness.
Speech is constantly devolving.
Take or leave it, robbing, robbing, perjury, and do off.
I cannot protest. It's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs.
So the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Caroline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Robington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not still portrayal of the night's events? Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility other parts were too. Is it possible Dame Caroline was painted out? Even worse. It is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon, that the housemaid paid off the photographer, or was it Signor Portoir de Mial, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Portoir to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely not. You're suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rogero was deliberately trying to frame Dame Caroline, because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Sure, Abington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, perhaps I should offer my opinion. But Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation being tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed, let us proceed with the witness questioning. Is that fine with you, John?
Yes, fine.
Very good, and I trust the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Our prosecutor asked me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay, Michelle, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Louis left to visit the garden. Dame Caroline followed behind him moments later. Signor Portoir, Monsieur Rubinio, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Louis and Dame Caroline. That would be when I heard her cry out for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do doubt my integrity, Garçon. I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Well then, hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Ruggiero, am an honest man.
Eventually proceed with the cross-examination.
I'm doing so many voices for this. I'm putting way too much effort into this. Baron, we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. When was the last time you visited your garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years, you say? Indeed. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence you visited the garden recently. Bold it, Ash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found in the water fountain, right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anyone, and... Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. It is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on that evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. Yeah, dropped in the top shelf. See, Falcon, that's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar were actually casually discarded, but as it happens, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience.
A little paddling.
The cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. It is that you, Baron Rogel, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rogel, murdered Monsieur Grenouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen. This ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Robington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rogel as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are sharp as a serpent's blade. Cutting out a frog's belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Robinho confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous! Doesn't he have human fingers? Are those not human fingers right there? It's literally just the head of a cat on a human body. Ridiculous, I would never threaten a man with violence. You want motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of it. Motive. By removing his business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. Man, I'm an awesome Falcon attorney. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you just gonna let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something, object. Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it, so out of desperation he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Poutoir de Meow, since it would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Caroline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage, Judge. I demand you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there's only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, Garçon, the utter nerve for lying scumbag of a lawyer, to accuse a philanthropist like myself for something so heinous? I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. This is getting really dramatic. I love the music, by the way. You incredulous whelp, I ought to gut you right here and now, like that frog!
Someone please restrain the Baron.
I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man, to the concierge alley with you.
Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. Is he actually a jackdaw? I just thought he was a crow. Although, isn't that another name for a crow sometimes? I can never remember.
What kind of evidence does the prosecution have anything to add?
I am well in a manner of speaking. I am, well, to be honest, no.
As for how urban members of Jayjay to come to the religion, I ask the Honorable Court, please be patient at this time.
Falcon, that was pretty incredible.
Thank you. I just hope it was enough.
What do you mean? You just proved Caroline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure.
Sparrowson, I think you misunderstood something important about the justice system.
What's that?
I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Caroline's innocence. All I've done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility she's not guilty.
Not sure I understand the difference.
If its decision in light of recent revelations is clear that an error in judgment was made with the initial arrest, all that note will unanimously find the defendant Dame Caroline not guilty.
That was actually pretty good conducting.
Mr. Falcon, Mr. Wilson, you did it.
I suppose we did, didn't we?
You should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. Woo, you did it, Falcon.
You can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement.
I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get a bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You're amazing, Monsieur Falcon.
Oh, it was nothing.
Very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. It was an act of sheer genius.
Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case.
Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over.
Oh, shoot. Well, this took quite the turn. Played coy.
Don't tell me you're actually being sincere.
I'm completely lost.
Oh wow, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. All right, I'll spell it out for you. I murdered Monsieur Goodwin.
That was quite the squeak for me. Ignore that.
I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It's nothing personal, it's just business, you understand.
Business.
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said the drunk old frog was the weakest link.
Your professor doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rougel's cigar butt hidden in the garden.
Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose I was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest.
The Falcon proved that Monsieur Birbinio's photograph was edited.
Was edited? I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Birbinio to paint me over Baron Rougel to add heads to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud.
Did she pay me already? She didn't pay me. Screw her.
There are many lawyers in the court of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kitty like me.
I think you should leave.
Fine, so much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, it's still 19. There we go. Now it's 50. Oh, I only got 50 for it. Shoot.
Adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson.
Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon?
Oh, poor Falcon. No, I believe that will be it for this episode of Aviary Attorney. I don't think I'm going to do any more because the episodes are long and I don't feel like cutting them in half for you because that just ruins the whole story. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Aviary Attorney. It's a great little game. I'm happy I got it from the Humble Bundle and I'm happy to have played it. I might actually play it on my own. But either way, thank you ladies and gentlemen so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Catch you on the flip side.